I'm Asma Maksud Shah, I'm principal at High Hazels Academy in Sheffield. We are a three-form entry nursery infant school and a three-form junior school. We take from 2-year-olds up to 11-year-olds between the two schools, and our pupil numbers range from 690 to 702, depending on intakes. I think IT is absolutely part and parcel of what we offer. We do promise our families a world-class education, and being in the 21st century and ignoring technology that is around us is not clever. However, I think COVID has exacerbated the need for engaging with IT to ensure the continuity of learning, and I think that spurred us on to think we could do more, and we could use technology even better to benefit our children, and particularly to benefit our older children going on into secondary, because sometimes that's what they found a bit more challenging upon transition into secondary. United Learning were introducing the digital strategy as a way forward for their schools, and they were looking for a number of schools to pilot certain programs and projects, and this was brought to me through the CFO of the Trust, Dominic Norwich, who in a heads meeting said to me, we are looking for schools to pilot some of the work we do on digital strategy. This LBQ was mentioned. We think you'd be a good school for that. Would you be up for it? And I was like, yeah, absolutely, that's a great opportunity. It aligns with what we want to do for our children. It aligns with our curriculum offer. It's not going to conflict with what we're doing. It will enhance our curriculum offer, and we just joined it in that sense. Where it comes LBQ for me as a head, I think it was a lot of it was run by my IT lead, and which is absolutely fine. Emma's an absolute whiz with it. We wanted to start small and see how we can roll it out across the school. So it was really important to choose the right age, and we chose the year 5s. They don't have the pressures of SATs, but also they're closer to the transition to secondary. We wanted something that was going to align with our curriculum and not conflict with it. And LBQ is learning by question. It was a really good way of enhancing our teaching and learning offer. And we were promised, and they have fulfilled that they will work with our curriculum and support our way of delivering instruction to children. So the alignment of that it wasn't conflicting with what we were doing, it was enhancing our offer, was a plus for me. There are a number of positive impacts that I felt as a head, observing the impact of LBQ on our year 5 pupils. The most obvious one, the one that you see that hits you in the face, is the level of concentration of children has really improved, particularly with this cohort. Concentration hasn't been their strongest forte, but since we rolled this out with them, to pupils' concentration, their learning behaviours improved because of their improved concentration, the level of engagement with the learning and their enjoyment of the learning. Another massive positive thing from engaging with LBQ is around assessment for learning. It's really supported teachers in their delivery of learning. Teachers are able to use LBQ to support the learning, but also to support the assessment, to support the planning of next steps, and more importantly, to support the in-the-moment feedback. They're very quickly getting responses telling them where the pupils are and how to move that learning forward and how to extend as well. When children are using the LBQ, what I have noticed is the high level of engagement, a level of autonomy around their learning. They're able to cipher through what the teacher's wanting them to learn, but at the same time make intelligent decisions based on the responses that they are giving and the feedback they're getting from it, the instant feedback in that sense, which spurs them on to the next level of their learning. So that level of autonomy and control over their own learning has been really helpful in building their confidence, but also their ability to understand what next for my learning. So it is very much learning based. It's not happy clappy thing. It's actually really important to understand that it's enhancing the learning. The curriculum pace of learning has improved because of it as well. As I said, they feel in control, but at the same time, the teacher, the adults in the classroom can track the learning effectively as well. Being part of United Learning, when we were offered to be part of the digital strategy pilot group, there was a number of options around different softwares that were put forward to us to take part in. We've been working as a school on our instruction of teaching and learning and looking at teacher modelling and so on. But also a piece of work we did was around questioning and using questioning effectively. LBQ fitted that perfectly for us. And we always would do things that are part of our journey and not as a side thing. And LBQ certainly fitted that. It helped around our assessment for learning. It was around our curriculum. They used our curriculum to support the questioning techniques and so on, and also increasing people's confidence around taking lead of their learning, and LBQ did that for us, and that's how we selected it. Choosing LBQ above other software, I think I would highly recommend for obvious reasons. It is bread and butter of teaching and learning. I think the biggest charm and beauty of using LBQ has been the alignment with our curriculum. It doesn't require massive hardware technology to be in school. We've been using our Chromebook, so it's not expensive to roll out. It's very intuitive. Students like it. They absolutely enjoyed using it. We have seen the impact has had a positive impact on outcomes for children, not just in the wider curriculum, but also in our maths and English as well. So we've rolled it out across the subject. So it just feels, it fits in really well with the bread and butter of teaching and learning on a daily basis. The LBQ pilot, as far as I'm concerned, has gone really well for us. And how we know that is in a number of ways. One is teacher engagement and satisfaction, but also the impact it's had on teacher confidence in them being able to use that assessment to respond effectively to the learning in the classroom, to the individual pupils, to stretch, not just to reteach, but also to stretch and challenge students. Teachers have been very enthusiastic about using, and in this team of 3 teachers, I've had a very experienced senior leader, I've had an ECT, and I've had a teacher in the first few years of their teaching. So we've had the range of teachers telling us that actually I found this really useful. It's very mindful of teacher workload. In fact, it's reduced teacher workload in certain ways. Looking at students and the impact it's had on them, their confidence, their ability to manage their own learning, their ability to understand what they've achieved within the lesson and beyond, what their next steps need to be. Student engagement, I have to say that the children are telling us that we love this. You see them just looking at their Chromebooks ready to open for LBQ, and there's that big smile on their face. That is really important for us, that children enjoy their learning as well. And of course, our outcomes for our students speak for themselves. So, for us, it's been a win-win situation. Plans moving forward with LBQ is obviously rolling it out. We are rolling it out upwards and downwards as well. So we're looking at rolling it out into Year 6 and working with Year 6 on this, which will be very interesting, trying to do it with a SATS year group. But I'm sure it will benefit us in that sense. We are also looking at rolling it down to Year 4 in the next year, and then hopefully building on that the next year and the year after. We would roll it out so it gets all the way to EYFS. So we are definitely going to be rolling out the LBQ throughout school to benefit our students. I think the unexpected outcome for me has been around...
I'm going to get to it once again just because you tapped the microphone.
Oh, sorry.
No, it's okay. It's okay.
The unexpected outcome for me has definitely been around the increase in level of concentration of students. I did not expect that, because I thought with computers and laptops and iPads and things, there's a little bit of sense of fun, but after that it all wears off. But actually it has been a real motivator, and they've been able to focus for longer on the learning and less on the task, if that makes sense. So it's on the content and less about, it's on a computer, it's interactive or whatever. That surprised me. That really did surprise me. If you're ahead looking to run this LBQ as a pilot, I think definitely go for it. It doesn't cost you anything in a sense. It hasn't been costly to run. It does support the teaching and learning, and it enhances their pupils' experience of their learning. It supports teachers in their teaching and assessment. works with what you are doing and builds on what you're doing as a school. And it's rare that we find something that is not another thing that we do, but it's actually part and parcel of what we offer. So I would definitely highly recommend LBQ for other heads to consider as part of their offer. I think LBQ for me as a head, it's delightful to be part of something new and innovative, and be able to be in this situation and say it works and it's making a good difference for our children. And I think being part of that is very exciting as a head, is starting something new that will hopefully encourage other people as well to engage with and impact positively on students. I just want to say thank you to the team. I think the team have been brilliant at LBQ. My staff have always been very complimentary. I think the relationships have been really positive. Whilst you are the experts on LBQ, you've not necessarily made the team feel they're inadequate. It was a partnership, and I think the teachers flourished in that it was a healthy partnership. We bring the teaching and learning side, you bring your technology side of it, and it's worked really well. And I want to thank the team for keeping it going, because if that relationship didn't work well, I don't think we would have had the successes we had. So thank you to everyone involved.